Welcome back to those of you who attended the keynote, and if you didn't and this is your first session, welcome to the 2020 ANZREG conference online. My name's Kate Bardwell. I'm the current chair of ANZREG. If you have any questions for the presenter during the session, please use the Q&A function rather than the chat. And you can post your questions anytime during the presentation. If you see a question that you particularly want an answer to, please like it, because we will respond to the most popular questions first, just in case we run a bit tight on time. So in this second session, I'm very pleased to welcome Mr. Osher Gilinsky to our forum. Osher joined the Libris group as Corporate Vice President and APAC General Manager in 2019 after 15 years at Applied Materials NASDAQ AMAT, which is a global leader in precision materials engineering solutions for the semiconductor, flat panel display and solar photovoltaic industries. That's impressive. He recently led the global sales force for the solar business group. Osher's previous career focus has been on the renewables sector, and through his work he's strived to address some of the most critical challenges facing man today. He was recognised within the industry as a thought leader and a key influencer. Osher has a vast international work experience that spans multiple countries across 3 continents, and he has brought this experience to bear in leading an international team to achieve extraordinary results. He now calls Shanghai home, where he has lived for the past 8 years. Prior to joining Applied Materials, Osher held several positions for the Israeli Ministry of Defence. He holds an MBA from the Facult Business School and a Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Industrial Engineering from Tel Aviv University. So Osher is going to present today on Libris product roadmaps, and we'll be sharing the Libris strategy and vision. So I will hand over to you, Osher, and we will rejoin for some questions at the end of your session.
Thank you so much, Kate. Very nice introduction, and I appreciate the intro. So I'm excited, and thank you so much for having me. This is my first time to talk to the whole ANZREG community. And definitely in the first, as you mentioned, I'm just a bit over a year with Libris. I have to say it feels like 25 years, given what happened this year. As you already mentioned, I live in Shanghai with my family. I've been here since 2012, and we definitely call it home. And, you know, we are meeting now in a virtual way, which is definitely not what I have planned. But I'm happy to be here, and part of the new way, the new normal is having everything being done virtual. As you can expect, there's also some cost saving. No sponsorship needed sometimes, or I didn't need to fly, few people and the whole accommodation. And what we have decided to do this year, and I wanted to share with the forum, is that the money that we were able to save because we moved to virtual, we decided that we need to invest it or put it where it can bring even more value. And we decided to donate it to the Australian Indigenous Education Foundation, an amazing foundation that really focused on helping Indigenous students and with scholarship and financial aid. And I wanted to start this session by sharing with you a little bit about this foundation. I already shared it with the ANZREG committee and the Library Director Forum, and please allow me to share a few seconds of this amazing organization. I hope you can hear the sound. There's always technicalities. Let's see. Press the play button.
The Australian Indigenous Education Foundation was established in 2008 in response to community demand from Indigenous families who choose to enrol their children in boarding schools. AIF provides scholarship funding for Indigenous students to complete Year 12 or tertiary studies with career support to help them make a successful transition to their chosen fields. AIEF has grown from 1 scholarship student to now having around 400 students on scholarships annually. Together with our community of supporters, we have collectively provided life-changing opportunities for over 1,000 Indigenous young people from over 400 communities in every state and territory of Australia. We greatly appreciate the generosity of the Australian team at Libris Group for their support of our students. Together, we are helping to change the nation.
Okay, so thank you for allowing me to share. Let's get started. In the next 20 or so minutes, I'll like to present a little bit about Libris, the product, the roadmap, and few other topics. I always used to make fun last year when I made a presentation in my previous company that doesn't matter what the presentation is going to be about. You have to put something about blockchain and maybe a little bit of artificial intelligence, machine learning, because those were where the hype was, and any good presentation must have it. So this year, you cannot have any presentation without mentioning working from home, social distancing, and COVID. So I will not make any exception. And I'll mention how amazingly our world has changed, and the academic world has changed, and it's impossible to ignore the impact that COVID had on our personal and professional life. And what I wanted to share is a bit of what we are observing, what we are hearing from universities, and when we talk to our customers. I think it's actually even more amplified in the Australian, New Zealand market. Due to the situation and the lack of revenues from international students. So definitely the library future is all about modalities, online, hybrid, on campus. I heard, multiple versions of what is the new reality for some of the university. Of course, how to sustain enrollment and support the revenue. That's basically what define how we all come out of this, situation. Everybody's working from home or very limited staff. There is a huge spike in discovery searches, electronic resources, ebook, open content that just skyrocket, and librarians really had to be flexible and to adapt to support the new normal. Anything from different way of assisting, delivering content. In some universities, they took e-content, and due to copyright had to print it and leave it on a counter, and all kind of shenanigans just to continue to help the students and the researchers, to continue their daily work and their necessities in the university or in the higher education in general. So definitely very, very interesting time. But I have to say, when we look at it from Libris side, we are proud, to hear from our partners what they have been doing and what Alma and our cloud-based system is enabling them to do. Students are at home, libraries and librarians are out of their libraries, and budget pressure is increasing. And despite all these challenges, with Alma and Primo Cloud platform, our customers can provide access to content, services, innovation and solution anywhere, anytime, focus on e-resource, online learning. I think it enabled flexibilities that were required and fast in a very agile way. And I think we are really, really proud to see, the work that has been done with the support of our platform and system. Of course, the system is not enough. In this really unprecedented time, we also try to support and to respond to the needs. We had, special, and I'll mention it on effort on the resource sharing with Rapido ILL, COVID pod. We were trying to assist customers to move to Leganto, to enhance Leganto. And furthermore, I don't want to go into each one of them. I'll touch a bit when we talk about the product status and roadmap. So overall, definitely a lot of effort to try to cope with the situation. But I think what I want to share with the forum is one of the insights which actually were in a way a bit of a surprise for us, and that's a new initiative that we are responding and trying to respond quickly is ALMA for smaller libraries. I mean, for the higher education, goes without saying, it's not easy, but the resources to some extent are there, the processes are there, and sometimes even, no matter which system you have probably a good system, some with limitations, some without, but you definitely have a well-established foundation. We saw the need, and we got several requests from smaller universities with very, very few resources that they needed to adopt. They needed to change. They needed a system that will enable them to provide the services that are so desperately required nowadays. And we are reaching out and trying to adapt and quickly evolving ALMA to make it a better fit for smaller libraries. When we talk about smaller libraries, there are few characteristics which are typically the one that bring a set of challenges that we hope that ALMA can resolve. For example, obviously no IT or very, very few IT people. They'll always have those all-around player librarians that does everything, and they have, they are struggling to define, for example, roles which are less relevant in smaller libraries because you basically do everything, and many, many more examples of what are the challenges for smaller libraries. And I think one of the most unique characteristics that we find in libraries where they have few resources is the approach of I'm wearing few hats or many hats at the same time. Usually it comes with a flat organization structure, very, very informal communication, and very, very different workflows. And we are trying to assist that segment. We are trying to reach out with ALMA. It's not a different ALMA; it's the same ALMA, but we are trying to provide a different offering, much more out of the box configuration. Basically, a version that will be a plug and play for those institutions which don't have the time to reconfigure the workflows or to adapt the system to their workflows. So they have to have a system that can go live and give them that value instantly. We are shortening and simplifying the workflows, the menus. Just it's just a view modification, but I think it will help tremendously those institutions. We are taking best practices from the customers we already have worldwide, from the smaller libraries, and basically implementing them and putting as part of the services and the knowledge that we are trying to provide during the implementation and when they go live. A bit more hand-holding because there's just fewer librarians to make them feel comfortable with the system, and a lot of focus on enhancing the knowledge during this journey from the moment we kick off the project till they are basically on autopilot. So that's an initiative that we are right now globally are launching, or we launched already. And I have to share that with the fear discussion we had in Australia and New Zealand, it has been well perceived, and I hope we can really make an impact together with with the smaller librarians, smaller libraries and their librarians to basically provide that services that are definitely needed in the tier 2 or different segment of the education sector. So very excited. So in the last section, in the few minutes that I have, I just want to share a little bit about our status and our roadmap for some of the products, some progress that we've made. For those who doesn't know, I would just remind that we basically have 3 pillars of product in our higher education cloud platform: the library management, which is basically ALMA, where we are trying to enable libraries to to be more productive and to be more strategic. We have the research and discovery. We are trying to expose, this is the area where we're trying to expose the collection and support the research process, and the student and learning, the student engagement and learning. This is where we provide services that, that can enhance the student experience and will basically contribute to a better and richer learning and higher retention for the students. I'll start with giving you an update on Alma. Alma is definitely the driver of the Libris efforts. It's the product that is basically enabling, the platform is enabling the success and our growth engine to fund the investment we are making in other fields. So Alma is now reaching more than 2,000 institutions that are on the roadmap to be installed, already live, more than 1,600. And I think the number speaks for themselves. I think we already crossed the 40 countries right now. I just heard yesterday another new country, another new territory. So definitely not need to to mention too much about how proud we are to have this amazing Alma community and partnership with all of you in Australia, New Zealand, and all over the world. But I think, I would like to share a bit more maybe about a few of our products, which are maybe, to some extent less familiar, but they are actually making a bigger impact nowadays, especially providing services which are required or needed by our community. Leganto, for example, is our reading list management system, which definitely changed and help have this perfect balance between the supply and the demand within the knowledge of the faculties and the courses. The move to remote learning was accelerated due to the customers that had Leganto, and the move to e-learning and the management was very, very, very smooth. And we are very proud of Leganto and the impact that it's making. Just to share with you a little bit about, the exponential growth that we have this year due to the challenges that university had. We're now reaching, almost 200 institutions live, and we already have on the plan additional, I think 20 or 30 institutions to install. We already have unique courses, more than 125,000. And almost 1 million active students, and I definitely think this is numbers from beginning of September. So I will say that I'm quite confident we are very close to 1 million students. So amazing community, and the success, and of this product and what is enabling in our community is really inspiring, and just in ANZ, I'm really, really proud and happy to report that we had our first Leganto in New Zealand. And even I can share that we were able to replace Thales at Monash University, which this is the first time that we are basically enabling Leganto to a customer that had basically a different dominant system. So we are very, very proud of the progress we are making in Australia and New Zealand. The next product I would like to share is Rapido ILL. Rapido ILL, it's a small company that we bought last year, and I don't know, we definitely didn't predict that this what will happen for us this year. But the power of the community in the Rapido ILL case was just astonishing. We responded quite quickly with a pod, which was supposed to help customers free to get access to shared resources, and the response was amazing. First of all, the lending libraries, almost 200 libraries worldwide, was helping with supporting lendings to the rest of the community. We had 256 libraries joining the borrowing pod of COVID-19. and we had more than 30,000 requests that were filled by the Rapido ILL pod. So an amazing effort and generosity of the community worldwide. So for those who participated, we're very thankful for all you have done for the community. But Rapid is just the beginning of our roadmap. We are now moving faster even to Rapido, which is the next resource sharing solution from Libris. And Rapido ILL is just a foundation, is the non-returnable borrowing lending, and now we're talking about the full journey, the next generation resource sharing that will provide a unified solution for both physical and electronic. We launched an early adopter program, and we already have at the beginning a success with few institutions here in Australia and New Zealand, and we are really excited that we are really trying to change the experience, the journey that librarians and mainly the students will have with resource sharing. Rapido, as the name suggests, is about speed, agility, to change the user experience, make it more fit for the Generation Z, a more Amazon-like experience where you know at any second what are your options and how much it's going to cost you and where the request is at any given time. This is now I will call the new standard of services that our customers and your customers, your students, are expecting us, and I believe that Rapido will provide an incredible change in that journey, in that experience. And as I mentioned, we had amazing development partners from all over the world, but especially from Australia and New Zealand, and for example, University of Adelaide, Monash, and Bond. And we are proud to have, as I mentioned, 2 early adopters, including University of Wollongong that just joined recently. And I forgot to mention CSIRO. So very, very exciting product, and I hope it will help you provide a better service, manage the long tail, and change also the journey that and the services that our students are going through in using our system. My last 2 quick product are first of all our research suite. We are investing tremendously in our research solutions. We are trying to look at the research office as we basically look at the libraries a few years ago, and trying to take a 360 holistic view of what is really the necessity and what products do we need to provide in order to have an holistic solution that covers all aspects of the research office. Esplo is our backbone. This is the product that we hope that will be dominant and supporting the research office and libraries in managing research assets, in institutional repository, researchers profile, and research portals. On the funding side, we just combined, after a couple of years of running separately, we basically combined this month Pivot and Research Professional, and basically that product will be unified by the end of the year with a single and new amazing UI, and basically all the great aspect of both products, of the both funding products and their amazing different databases. One is more North America, one is more Europe and Australia and New Zealand. And I think we'll see a unified, enhanced product, which we are very excited about. And of course, we have RefFox, which we, in 2020, basically it was our turnaround year for this citation tool, where basically we have a new look and enhanced capabilities to support the whole research suite offering. So very exciting. This is definitely one of the areas where we are investing R&D efforts in innovation. This is the area where our focus is for the future. Last but not least, of course, is is Campus M, our mobile app platform. It's a platform that manages basically and integrates all the campus life information for students, for staff, and even for prospects or alumni. So we are really excited about this product. But what's interesting is that it actually one of the products that evolve tremendously to support the new normal. If in the past the requests were very simple, and not simple, but quite predictable about retention, about attraction, I think it changed tremendously. Now we are focusing and releasing a lot of features more about return to campus, how to manage the new normality, how to support students to go back safe to the university, and how to even to attract students or prospects to join the university internationally and domestically, where they cannot come to the campus. Anything from quick polls for health checks, declaration. We have contact tracing, class attendance, so you can measure if who is on or off the campus. A different way of looking at resource booking and many other features, which a year ago were just probably part of the roadmap for insanity, and now it's becoming a necessity. So very exciting for all of us to see how we can evolve the product to basically support a basic operation, which are now are a must and no longer just nice to have. So thank you so much for the time. I'm almost on time. This is my last slide. I just wanted to summarize where we are today at Libris. I think the numbers speak for themselves. We are honored to be part of this community. Kate mentioned in the beginning, I worked for the solar industry. I found it inspiring to work with companies that are producing solar panels that are basically helping to change the world, making solar energy more affordable and making our planet a bit safer. And it's always great to work not only with a job that that you like what you do, but also has a purpose. And I think this is one of the main reasons that I decided to move to Libris, because not only that I love the job and I love the team and working with you, which are one of the most amazing communities of customers and partners, it's also about the purpose. We are trying to do here something different. We wake up in the morning and and I see sometimes how a small bug or a small configuration issue is the end of the world for some of the librarians, and it makes me proud because you really care about the services we are providing, how basically we are enabling students and creating the next generation of our leaders and our basically our next society. So thank you so much for being with us for all the, during this journey. And I hope that my only wish is that next time I will be able to meet each one of you in person like it was planned, and not, in my pajama at my office, at my home office. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Osher, and I do appreciate, it is quite early in the morning in Shanghai, so we do appreciate that. I just want to touch on a couple of the points that you made in terms of, yes, the academic world has changed a lot this year, a lot quicker than many institutions were ready to respond, but there's been a lot of conversation amongst libraries about how well libraries were positioned to respond, and I think that was definitely the case with libraries part of the ex-Libris community through things like Primo, Alma and Leganto. So we were, at my institution, very well positioned to support online learning. I just want to acknowledge that, and I think that's feedback would be great for ex-Libris. I think also those issues that you describe facing small libraries are actually looming a lot for some of the larger academic libraries now, unfortunately. Reduced budgets, much smaller IT teams or IT teams that have larger areas of responsibility. So we're all facing those issues, which is quite worrying for us to prepare for. We do have a couple of questions in the Q&A. So we've got one from Simon. So what is controlled digital lending and how does this work with license restrictions from vendors?
Okay, what is controlled digital lending and now how does it work with license restrictions for vendors? I'll try, Simon, to maybe take this question offline and try to provide a comprehensive answer. And I think that will be better, that an expert will be able to provide that answer if it's okay by you. I think that will be better for us to provide a more detailed answer.
Great, and we can send that out through the ANZREG list, Osher,
Yes.
after the conference. Thank you for that.
Sure.
We also have a question from Anna, and probably from myself as well. Is there a Leganto site in New Zealand?
Yeah, yes, there is. There is. We are very, very proud with our Leganto success with Lincoln in New Zealand. So first account, and I hope many more to come. So yes, definitely a huge success, and we're very, very proud, and I hope that we can make tremendous impact with Leganto. I think this is one of the product that can really change the landscape of how we provide a new hybrid services in these crazy times.
Yes, so Deborah is on the ANZREG committee and she is from Lincoln. So yes, we've heard a little bit about that. So that is exciting that you've branched into New Zealand. So we'll watch this space. So Osher, I want to thank you. It is very hard to do a presentation to an invisible audience, but it was a really engaging presentation. I think a lot of good news for different customers. And I also just want to acknowledge the relationship that you've developed with the ANZREG community. We're meeting regularly via whatever online platform we're using. And you've been really helpful in advancing some of the concerns from ANZREG community back to Libris HQ. So I'm going to touch on those specific issues when I do my chair's report later on in the session, but I did want to just thank you for your responsiveness and hearing our concerns, and we're getting some action on some things for our community. So thank you very much.
No, thank you. Thank you. I'm really happy to be part of this community, and I hope I can help get more and more attention to specifically to ANZREG and the Australian New Zealand community. We, when we talk in Libris and the management, the thing that I hear constantly about Australia and New Zealand is innovation and speed. You're always the first to adopt, the first to jump on some of the risky or more advanced product, and always in the lead in front. I mentioned Explorer, I mentioned Rapido, always there in the early adopters and development partners, and we, it shows how much you care and how much you want to continue to provide better and better services, and we cherish that, and we will continue to invest in this community. So you will always be that early adopter, the libraries with the early adopter attitude, which we believe are so impactful for the rest of the community worldwide. So thank you everybody for always being there and being a little bit ahead of the curve. We need those kind of risk takers.
Cool, thank you, Osher. On behalf of everyone, I'll be doing the applause. And thank you for joining. So we will catch up soon, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, okay. Bye for now.